Assalamu alaikum. I've got a question. There's a sister who is a new Muslim. She's the only one who's a Muslim in her family. She's from a Scandinavian country. Christmas time is the only time her family gathers together. So for example, let's say the family doesn't believe the Christian beliefs. They accepted that she follows Islam. However, they meet all together in Christmas time. Is she allowed to sit with them at the table for Christmas dinner? So I guess, Sheikh, the question is, can she have Christmas dinner with her family?
I mean, this is again in its context, because given that there is a situation here where her family members are not Muslim and she was a Christian before, and now, you know, it's a very challenging and one of the great challenges that many our readers do face is how do they cope and how do they go about, especially when it comes to these type of occasions. As long as one is able to present a beautiful or use the unique opportunity, and if we have in our teachings, what does Islam say about Jesus and Islam? So how wonderful it would be to open a discussion. It all depends, given that one is something that is inseparable, to have that blood relations and family ties and to keep that contact. Yes, but one would have to be very clear also at the same time that one cannot compromise with one's deen, and one has to know what does Islam say about وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَا يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ. Whoever takes any other way as a deen, it will never be accepted. So given that there is a situation and there is in its context, and given that this is specific, one cannot stop one from being in the company of one's family. But I think at this point it will be more about their intention. May Allah Ta'ala make it easy, or the sister, whoever it is, that she wants to have a connection and maintain family ties, but at the same time one would not be allowed to participate in any type of worship. So that is most important. So to be there and to be present and to know obviously the issues pertaining to halal and haram, the food that one is eating, consuming, all that. And who knows, it might be another opportunity to do some type of da'wah, and Allah Ta'ala knows best. But indeed, the one who turns the hearts, and that is why we have to keep on making the dua, Ya Musarrif al-Qulub, Sarrif Qulubana ala ta'atik. Oh, the one who turns our heart. Because once that iman becomes strong and one is very clear, then the one who is the director of our hearts, Ya Musarrif al-Qulub, Sarrif Qulubana ala ta'atik. We pray and make dua that Allah, who is the one who will direct our hearts to your obedience. So we want to be in the obedience of Allah. And also at the same time, La ta'ata lil makhluk fi ma'asiyatillah. You cannot obey the creation when it comes to the disobedience of Allah. And most important is indeed our aqidah and our belief, because a person, he can have a lot of good actions in this world, but as we already understand very clearly, وَبَشِّرِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعْمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, meaning the criteria for a person to gain entry into Jannah is to have Iman. So what is exactly do we say when we have Iman? What does it mean? When somebody enters into Islam, we say, Ya ayyuhal lazina amanu dkhulu fis silmi kafa. Oh, you who believe, enter into Islam wholeheartedly. So when one is going to make such great sacrifice, when one is going to have to leave, and this is what we find in the early Muslims, when those who accepted Islam, their challenge was so great and so grave, we cannot even imagine. Take the example of, whether it's Khabbab ibn Arat, or take Bilal ibn Abi Rabah, or Ammar ibn Yasir, all those early Muslims, see how they were persecuted. And indeed, we cannot enter, and when you enter into Islam, it really means that there is going to be a lot of sacrifice, and indeed one would also has to give priority to safeguarding and protecting one's deen and iman. May Allah Ta'ala make it easy, inshaAllah.
Ameen, Sheikh.